And welcome back. All right, so still having our discussion here in studio, trying to make sense of what happened over the weekend. Dr. just coming back to you. The structured talks dominated the stage. Yes.
I was saying, Victor, that structured will perhaps the Honorable Kalonzo being a lawyer, he wants these things to be done in accordance with the law. And the new political, or not the new, but the amended Political Parties Act require that there is a structured way coalition should be built.
Yes.
And I think that's what he's referring to, that they must negotiate either between party and party or coalition and coalition and agree, and then they put down their signatures on a piece of paper that actually will be deposited with the registrar of political parties. That is what the law says.
Yes.
So he wants something structured of that nature, not like we are friends, you know. I've had some coalitions, people have moved to some other coalitions who say that we are just friends. It's very dangerous for someone to say that we're just friends.
Yes.
It must be in accordance with the law. That's when you are protected. And in fact, the amendments that were done in 2021 Political Parties Act were supposed to take care of the shortfalls of our MOUs in the past. Remember 2002, we had MOUs that actually did not work between in the NAC, the huge NAC coalition. And that experience has now been put behind us as a people, because you must have something that is recognized by the law. If you run away from it, the law can be followed. You can be taken to court and it can be reversed. So it's important, first and foremost, I would say, that Kalonzo and Gideon Moi have agreed to talk. But that is the first thing.
Yes, they have agreed to talk, but when they speak like that on a podium, does it really show the content of what they talked about? Perhaps some secrets that they had behind closed doors?
I think they will not disclose that. It's like disclosing strategy on television,
right?
Political strategy on television, on public TV or radio, wherever, or write it in the newspapers. They must be talking. You know, the talking itself shows that they're going to in a particular direction. And whatever the details could be, not necessarily sharing, I would guess not sharing the positions, but saying what are the terms, generally what are the terms of our engagement that we are going to have between Oka and Azimio la Umoja. That is for me the most important thing. So there is party-to-party coalitions.
Yes.
There is also a coalition to coalition with coalition, but again within the law. I'm certain that within the law, this be called the coalition party is supposed to be, members are supposed to be political parties, not coalitions.
Not coalitions. So I think it's going to be a party according to the Political Parties Act.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, Wiper, Kanu, whatever other parties had already gone there, like Mother Karua's, Kenya, and all that, they will have an agreement among themselves. Now, Azimio will be the big house, but within the Azimio membership are the political parties. So structured discussions are supposed now to take care of this. What are our agreements? How are we going perhaps to share resources, positions, and all that? Because, for example, if you say Kalonzo is coming, what is the expectations of his supporters? Are they expecting him to bargain for a position? Are they expecting him to bargain for resources? You know, you must be somewhere. And politics about resource distribution. You must be there so that you can support the process that will distribute resources. I would say evenly across the country because of the elections.
Someone would say that Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi, they are joining Azimio la Umoja. Actually, they're the people now joining Azimio la Umoja. But then why would they make such demands of structured talks? Is it conditional? I don't know.
It's not necessarily conditional, Victor. But for me, it's the law. It's the experience. You know, what has happened before. They've been in the game
for quite some time, and they know.
Yeah, they know that this thing you cannot just get into it without laying down structures in accordance with the law. Because if you don't, then you have given away.
Okay. Hezena, paint for me a picture now. Once the party is formed, Paint for me a picture when they on a podium right now, campaigning. A picture of how the protocol in terms of Gideon Moi is there, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka is there, and all the party members and the member of parliament supporting. Paint for me a picture of how it would look like a day after Saturday.
That's a very intelligent question. So I don't want to presume, but yes. I think Baba has not yet chosen a running mate, so
not yet.
I cannot say. It's clear Baba is the next president. He's going for presidency.
That's so
and my opinion, of course, and the opinion of many Kenyans. And we don't know what will happen at the NDC, but I know with also these coalitions coming up, with these principals joining Azimio la Umoja, I also know for a fact that they are going to negotiate for positions, positions of their party candidates. And they will bring the candidates they have in various. For instance, Jubilee will bring its candidates, KANU will bring ODM, and all these other...
10 more parties are supporting the Azimio.
Exactly. So they are definitely going to negotiate maybe for these positions in every county, according to whatever they want. But I'm just hoping they do not also install some leaders and force them on us in the name of calling it structures, in the name of calling it what in good faith.
Yes.
I truly hope that they take care of the interest of the people. What do the people in a certain region want? And if they are going to forward or nominate their own candidates, irrespective from their various respective political parties, I hope that they take care of the interest of the people in the grassroots. Who do they want? Who are they tired with? Right? But in terms of protocol after the NDC, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but all of them are leaders we respect. But we know, of course, we are under the guidance of His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, the fifth.
You're so mean with your word. I know you're trying to hide so many cards behind the carpet, but it's okay. Daktari can open it because...
He's not running for office.
No. What do you see after NDC?
What I see,
when you have a rally on Sunday?
What I see is coming out strongly.
Yes.
I'm sure that podium, they will come out strongly against the DP. And they will come strongly for the unity of the country. But regarding protocol, protocol is, I don't think it's a serious issue in the campaigns. It could be serious issues in official functions, you know, like we saw in the past. Who is the Prime Minister?
Protocol in terms of color and, you know, flamboyance that
colors should be mixed. And, and because the nature of coalitions that we have now is every party comes in with their own, every party, it's a coalition of parties. So you see a multiplicity of colors, perhaps 10 different colors in the meeting. That is in the rally, during the rally. But I'm certain that all those principals, if I may call, will have a chance to speak, and they will speak about one issue. I think mostly likely uniting the country and one presidential candidate. Those are the things that are going to vibrate in our media more often, because they have agreed on one candidate. They cannot go into local politics to say who is going to be MP, who's going to have a governor, senator, and all that. That actually, again, is where the battleground will be sooner or later.
Yes.
Because
during the nominations.
Right. Because finally, definitely we'll have candidates from each of these parties running against each other. They were talking about zoning. I don't know if zoning will work. It might not work. You know, Hezena said something that they should not pick people that they prefer.
But that would come. I don't know what she feels about that, because it comes from the nomination. It's the processes we've talked about this before. The direct nomination, universal suffrage.
It's possible.
It's possible, right?
But yeah, direct nominations are possible.
Yeah.
But then where there is no contestation, I would believe that where there is no contestation, where there is contestation and members are the contestants are members of the same political parties, give them a chance to go through nominations as provided in the law, and let the most popular candidate win, because you are sure the same candidate, if the party has a following on the ground, would actually win at the end in August 9th.
Yes.
So, but that is where the politics will be. I think what they're trying to shape up at the moment is up there, presidential candidate, and the interest of the party or the parties being taken care of within the coalition.
Because when you look at even the colors at the Azimio rallies, they've put aside their party colors, the orange color they usually don. We have got different parties. One uniform they don't right now is it a blue? Men are colorblind.
Yeah, blue.
Yes,
blue.
But I think they announced that the official colors for the now Azimio movement will be announced. That's what they said. After all these new guests we are expecting come in, we are expecting new colors and a new face of
partners,
Azimio.
not guests.
Partners. For now they are guests. Once they settle in, we are partners. And yeah, like, was I supposed to say about nominations?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So,
because it's a problem that most people are facing right now.
Yes.
And even the contestants, that is the biggest fear, including you.
Exactly, because I do not expect to be denied a party ticket against a 63-year-old who has been in power for 15 years and has never done anything remarkable for my people. And these are the things that I want the coalition leaders to be very, very keen about. I am just coming from a training through IRI, where we've been trained for almost 6 months on leadership. And we get to interact as young people from all political parties, including even UDA. And our problems are common. Every young person in this country feels like they're neglected, they're marginalized, and especially the young women, because in a lot of cases, they will be denied party tickets on the grounds of age. Even when you know this person has fresh ideas, has the energy to transform where they come from, and are already working to ensure that they transform the lives of the people. But what are we facing? Threats that, oh, they will come into the coalition with money, they will buy the tickets, so then what is changing, right? And these are things we don't expect to continue as young women and youth in this country. And what I was saying earlier on, it's okay, they can put their preferred candidates, but they should make sure that these candidates they are promoting for the ticket should be people who are helping the community. Let them rise above the local politics now, because they are the principals. Whatever positions they will occupy, whoever will be running mate or what, let them rise above this and put the interest of the nation first. And to put the interest of the nation first, you have to take care of the interest of every person at the grassroots. What do people want? Who have been the dormant leaders, who have money and want to continue reigning in power until they die on those seats?
So which one would you go for then, in terms of nomination? Which process would you prefer?
I prefer free and fair nomination and
universal suffrage.
And they make sure that all the people who have money should not buy the tickets, because how can you be rich? There is no business that is known. You are not a billionaire. We don't know any business in your name. You are not in the manufacturing sector. You are just existing. And you've been in power for 10 to 15 years, so many of them. You suddenly get rich and your people are starving. No water, no food, no roads, nothing in Samburu. And you want still to go and face the people? I'm glad, because I saw one leader was chased the other day in Samburu by the youth.
Which process of nomination would work best in Samburu?
In Samburu, I just think free and fair. As long as they do not bribe to get the ticket, the free and fair nomination should be fine.
Okay.
Yes. Let the people decide who they want.
Let the people decide who they want.
Yes.
That's the call for every politician and actually every contestant.
Yes.
Democracy. Yes. But Dr. You know, when you see Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and all of them coming together, as we finish this one, you'd expect all the political parties to come with their candidates, preferred candidates. So you'd expect in Ukambani, Kalonzo Musyoka will have to look around and see that particular area suits such a person. But how is it going to be in terms of distributing the top cream?
Young people from all political parties, including even UDA, and our problems are common. Every young person in this country feels like they are neglected, they are marginalized, and especially the young women, because in a lot of cases they will be denied party tickets on the grounds of age. Even when you know this person has fresh ideas, has the energy to transform where they come from, and are already working to ensure that they transform the lives of the people. But what are we facing? Threats that, oh, they will come into the coalition with money, they will buy the tickets. So then what is changing, right? And these are things we don't expect to continue as young women and youth in this country. And what I was saying earlier on, it's okay, they can put their preferred candidates, but they should make sure that these candidates they are promoting for the ticket should be people who are helping the community. Let them rise above the local politics now, because they are the principals. Whatever positions they will occupy, whoever will be running mate or what, let them rise above this and put the interest of the nation first. And to put the interest of the nation first, you have to take care of the interest of every person at the grassroots. What do people want? Who have been the dormant leaders, who have money and want to continue reigning in power until they die on those seats?
So which one would you go for then in terms of nomination? Which process would you prefer?
I prefer free and fair nomination and
universal suffrage.
And they make sure that all the people who have money should not buy the tickets, because how can you be rich? There is no business that is known. You are not a billionaire. We don't know any business in your name. You are not in the manufacturing sector. You are just existing. And you've been in power for 10 to 15 years. So many of them. You suddenly get rich and your people are starving. No water, no food, no roads, nothing in Samburu. And you want still to go and face the people? I'm glad, because I saw one leader was chased the other day in Samburu by the youth.
Which process of nomination would work best in Samburu?
In Samburu, I just think free and fair. As long as they do not bribe to get the ticket, the free and fair nomination should be fine.
Okay.
Yes. Let the people decide who they want.
Let the people decide who they want.
Yes.
That's the call for every politician and actually every contestant.
Yes.
Democracy. Yes. But Dr. You know, when you see Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and all of them coming together, as we finish this one, you'd expect all the political parties to come with their candidates, preferred candidates. So you'd expect in Ukambani, Kalonzo Musyoka will have to look around and see that particular area suits such a person. But how is it going to be in terms of distributing the top cream up there? Are we likely to see some kind of push and pull?
Actually, I mentioned something that in politics, you can't be given anything on a silver platter. So you have to push and pull.
Work for it.
It's normal. You have to work for it. There are people who work so hard for their parties, but ultimately they don't get positions. They don't get appointments. But there are those also who know, who are entrepreneurs. We have talked about this before. There are those political entrepreneurs. For them, they know the buttons to push so that they get where they want. But most importantly, I think Wiper has a substantial following in Lower Eastern. And for that reason, then he has people on the ground. It's also a fact that UDA is penetrated some parts of the Lower Eastern. So he'll also have to work hard to reverse the gains by UDA in that area. But at the top I know, even when we get to the political party itself, they will say, let our principal represent us at a particular level. And that is given, it's normal in politics. And then the principal also now protects the interests of his party and its members. I want to mention something regarding the ageism that you know, we have tribalism and others.
I know what she's talking about.
Ageism is a special disease.
She's promoting. You know, it's as bad as tribalism. You know.
So this is now ageism.
Ageism. There's nothing wrong having a 63-year-old senator or
of course, I know what she means.
But merit. What should go in this country and we should embrace is merit. who is the best leader? The best leader in a particular community. So we are looking at the characteristic traits of leaders and sell yourself to the public so that at the end of it, they will nominate you.
Yeah.
And we need also to shun violence. The youth can harass an old man, an old woman. But is that fair in a democratic space?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So people should be allowed to sell their ideas. If leaders have failed, the community knows, the electorate knows, and they will be rejected outright. So that young people who come on to leadership have come on to leadership on the basis of merit.
Yes.
Not on the basis of age, on the basis of this. And even mobilization. In fact, I should help to tell my younger sister here that the youth are not, a block of votes as youth. They are not. There are other factors that count when one is making a decision for who to vote for. Not that he will vote for you because they are youth, that all youth. I've seen youth who are supporting older generation people than the younger ones. Why? Because they for some reason, there is ethnicity, there is clanism, also clan politics. There is also the money issue. Some people say they are voting for whoever give them 200 bob. Unfortunately, they should now, meaning that our ideas, the youth who have ideas, should go ahead and ensure that they are present. In fact, we did a study, and people were saying they are going to vote for this person because he is present, or she is been coming here. She resonates with our problems. She knows our problems. She comes here and stays with us and hears us, what our cry. Very important. That is what can propel someone particularly during nominations to get a ticket.
You said something quite fundamental, Dr. because when you talk about the youth, 75% of the popular generation is formed by the youth. But then, when it comes to voting, during that day, 9th of August, you will not see that block. Either they are undecided, they feel disenfranchised, they feel demotivated to go and vote. Does that worry you? What would be done to change that narrative?
Of course it does, because like I said earlier on, we are a country of hopeless young people and women. Why are we hopeless?
And men also.
Okay, and men. So basically...
Victory fighting for the men's rights.
I know, he's fighting for the...
It's my daughter, no woman.
Okay.
So what we need is our hope restored. And I have personally interacted, and also it's also my greatest fear that a lot of youth have not registered as voters. And if you know, there are two age brackets. There is the 35 and, let's say the 30 and 25. Then there is the 18 and 25 youth. Those are two different generations. I have heard majority of not registered are 25 to 18, and they do not completely see the need to register as voters. Reason being, the same things we are talking about. They are saying, I have personally interviewed them one-on-one with a few friends of mine, and some of the reasons that came out were, if I am going to register, I'm only going to register to vote for you because I see hope in you, but I will not vote for so-and-so, another candidate up there. And we ask them why. We don't see, like, their casual talk is, we don't feel like they know what our problems are. They don't identify with us. So, but you, at least we have little hope. So what these people need is hope. And then they say, even if we register and vote, especially my generation, 30 to 25, they are basically saying they have voted before, but whoever they voted for was shortchanged. No, was shortchanged. And they're telling me, why would you go and buy, and definitely they will buy the votes? Wataiba kura, watanunua kura. That
is a perception perhaps in politics. What if you just win straight on and
but
the winner?
This perception has been so serious in this country that it has affected the young people. And we are at a point we cannot continue to ignore this anymore. It's a reality. And I have tried to do a lot of voter sensitization.
And you know where it's coming from? You know where it's coming from? Where the DP says, kubali, ukishindwa in August, kubali na wenda nyumbani. So you can imagine what penetrates in the heads of the voters. 6 months to an election, and you're telling someone that ukikubali, even nominations has not been done, perhaps something can be done.
Let me tell you something else that's very critical, especially to my region. I have been to several places campaigning, and you know we have clans in Samburu, and I have interacted with other young aspirants from across the northeastern region. They have the same problems. Some legit Kenyan citizens have not been granted IDs. Reason being, either some local leaders are saying they do not belong to that community, they do not belong to that region. Samburu, for instance, and I will proudly say, without fear of contradiction, that there is a clan, the 9th clan of the Samburu. They are called the Ndorobos. The Ndorobos are blacksmiths of the Samburu. The Gunonos are also another faction, hunters and gatherers of the Samburu, although nowadays they moved into pastoralism. So they are very part and parcel of the Samburu people. But some local leaders have been deliberately and illegally denying them identity cards. I met this youth and we are presenting these cases, and the youth have come to speak to me. They told me we have been denied IDs because once we go to register, they tell us that you're not from this county. Where are you coming from? You see, because originally we used to migrate from one county to another. Right? So you cannot just come and say, but these people are crying that they have been here for a long time. And now I went to talk to the office of the registrar. They told me this was just politics being played, because you have to have strategies as a politician. So if an older person strategy is to lock off the young people and the youth for whatever reasons they want, it's politics, fine. But as a young person, I have to come in and make sure that I facilitate these people to go and register as voters. I thank God because the office of the registrar in Samburu has not refused to register them once I approached them. But to imagine that at some point they were denied registration is very disheartening. So there is a lot of issues involved in why the young people, and first but most importantly, they do not see hope. They are saying our votes have been stolen. They will shortchange you, because even the older leaders, some, I'm not doing a blanket condemnation on all there are so many good leaders who mentor young people. But there are some who they should be called viongozi sugu, because what they go to the ground is they will sell fear. They'll say, uyu hatafika ballot, tutanunua ikura.
But that is politics.
Uyu bado ni mdogo. It's politics. It's politics.
The cheapest price if you can.
Exactly. But the young people have been buying this for a long time, and they have seen it through experience that they voted for this person and this person won.
Okay.
I would like to
some
respond
serious accusations there.
Yes. But I'm speaking from where the shoe pinches.
And if the registrar of persons is watching this, then something has to be done in Samburu so that the Ndorobos, people who have to get their identifications, and probably the government should also move in and make sure that if you're above 18, you have ID. All right?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, yes, Dr.
Yeah, it should be more or less automatic that when you are 18, you should actually receive your ID.
True.
Yeah, because they should be actually, they should bring the two records together, births and registration. Actual births, deaths, and civil registration
should be similar.
So that when my child is 18, automatically they send a message to the parent that the child is supposed to be registered, and already if they have their documentation, we can have this thing done automatically, or at request, press of a button and you receive your identity card. I wanted to mention something. Sometimes we say the youth are marginalized. In fact, the youth, for me, are the greatest consumers of national resources. And it's true, isn't it?
No.
It's true. Because look at it from even a family perspective. When I earn a salary, I all spend it on my children, whether upkeep, education, and all that. In fact, a study was done by UNDP some time back, and Professor Mwabu of the University of Nairobi, an economist, presented this data on how much the youth consume in relation to the rest of the sectors in society. And it's a fact. If you look at it from your own household, when you get the money, you're paying fees, you want to develop our children. And we should look at ourselves as one family of Kenya. we shouldn't actually look at ourselves like us, the youth versus the older generation. And even within the youth, I've heard my sister here talking about those between 18 and 25, and there are those 26 to 30, and actually there's another group between 31 and 35. Yeah. So we should, what really brings us together? Consumption of resources. In fact, I would say the youth are our strength. They are the consumers of resources. We invest more in the youth than anything, except now when it comes to leadership.
I belong to that category.
Yeah.
So do I consume a lot?
Exactly.
You as a person, once
yes.
we have enabled you, for example, if it's my children, I accept them to fly. Let them get a good job. Once they get that good job, let them develop themselves. I don't even want them to help me. So once you are in that category, as you are now, you should be developing yourself. In fact, even that politics, you should actually go for it and get it, rather than making a claim that you are marginalized. Because
I want to respond to that.
Secondly, those beyond 35, that they claim that those you belong beyond that, the beyond 35s, do not know the issues of the youth. We have gone through this. I was a young boy the other day. I was a youth the other day. So I understand. And I live in this country. Again, there are those who are 36 who are not youth, who are 40 who are not youth, but they have just transited from being youth. So they know the issues of the youth. I think for me it's a myth. It's a myth that having someone who is 20 as an MP will take care of the issues of the youth better than me who is 45, 49 or 50. For me, I think it's a mirage. The thing is, not that we distribute leadership according to ages and all that. The thing is, who is the most competent leader? If in my society, it is you know, my sister here, who is the most, in my estimation, the most competent. Let her give her that position to be able to propel.
Can I please briefly
but finally, we need actually a national dialogue to change the perceptions and also the way perhaps the youth respond to politics and everyone across the country. Voter education, civic education, they should understand it is their responsibility to vote. Bad leaders should be voted out. They should understand that whether youth or older, we need to get the best leadership.
Allow me to take a break, and Hezena, when I come back, I'll give you time to respond to that. Exactly. And then now the president is, we've seen some pictures on social media, the Jubilee administration putting billboards across the country stipulating what the president has done. I want us to talk about that and what that means. But first of all, let's take a break, and we come back. I'll give you time to respond to that accusation among the youth. I also feel attacked.
I'm the youth.
Daktari is on our neck today.
Speak for them.
I'm being fair. I'm also a youth.
No. You are harassing us, Daktari.
I'm also a youth.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Youth in studio today. All right, we'll be right back.